May not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
First carry for DeAndre Swift.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. That's a pickup of 11 and a first down on their first offensive play. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
A check on the numbers by Moore last week. 5 catches, 56 yards, and a touchdown.
And you know what he did all week in preparation for this one? Hydrated.
Salivated.
Yes, stretched, dreamed, going against the last team in the league against the pass.
Yeah.
He expects to catch everyone thrown today.
You're right. They have struggled 32 of 32 in that category.
3rd and 5. To the air, Williams. He'll get this complete to the rookie from Washington. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Here's a toss play right to Swift.
And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
To throw, it's Williams. He's got his target. That's complete.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 33.
They will run straight ahead with Swift.
And not much running room. Down to the 32.
Tackle made by Devin Lloyd, the linebacker. 2nd and 9. Looking to throw is Williams.
And to the right side here, it's Allen. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Here's Williams.
And he's going to be taken down. Back around the 35-yard line.
Devon Hamilton
in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
So on 4th down, Cairo Santos on now for the Bears field goal.
On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. And that's off the right upright, and it bounces away, no good. But there is a flag down. He might get another shot at this.
Okay, so the personal foul penalty. And those are some important yards lost right there.
Yeah, it all comes down to discipline, doesn't it? And every team tells us that they coach it, they preach it. In this case, it slipped a little bit.
Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
Here's Swift.
And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Off the bootleg, it's Williams.
To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
I spotted man coverage on the outside, and I expect we'll see a lot of that from this defense as this game moves on. And that was a good job there, as that one was knocked away.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
Santos' kick is up and through, and it's 3-0. The Bears hit the scoreboard first. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
So here are the Jags now set to get their first drive. And here's a look at their leader, standing 6'4".
And he's got to be feeling pretty good about himself right now because he's coming off of a strong performance in the team's win last week. And you can just tell, even early in his rookie season, he's starting to get really comfortable out there, and things are starting to fall into place. In fact, in talking to the rival defensive coordinator, the team he's facing this week, he told me this young man's starting to get it.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. He'll look to throw. And he'll get nothing out of that one. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
But one of the things we talked about coming into this was we were never going to question the fight that he's going to have for all 4 quarters of the game. But ideally, you want him fighting for big plays and first downs early, not fighting just to get back to the line of scrimmage, as we saw right there.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Nice 3rd down conversion and even 20 yards. They'll look to throw here on first down. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
The Jaguars at a perfect 5-0 here to begin the campaign. They've certainly found their groove of late. Winners of 5 in a row.
And this team is absolutely playing their best football right now. This is the best that we've seen them play in a while.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And that will be incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield of man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30.
So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10.
They'll set up a throw.
He'll get this out to the flat for ETN.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Straight ahead, ETN. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line.
This defense for the Bears, they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
Oh, and this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
The Jags with a football to begin the 2nd quarter, as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. He'll look to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal.
What an excellent end result for them. But let's go back to the decision, first of all, to go for it all on 4th down. A lot of pressure on the quarterback's shoulders, but they knew he could handle it. Makes the right read there, gets the ball to his...
Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Evan Ingram hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Jaguars have taken the lead.
And he continues to be a focal point of this offense. That's now 10 touchdown catches for him on the year. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
Extra point right down the middle, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. That one in the books as a 12-play drive.
And Evan Ingram able to finish it off with a touchdown reception. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game.
Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some...
Williams loses the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
So they keep the ball, but work to do on second and long. Swift going to try up the middle.
And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a third down and long.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's fourth down.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away.
On the return, here comes Lewis.
And call that an even 50 yards on the punt with 7 on the return. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10.
The Jaguars offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And he's been doing it through the air and on the ground to start the season. Currently leading the NFL in rushing yards by a quarterback here in the month of September.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
And they'll go again with Etienne.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
But, partner, if the defense isn't going to adjust and they keep giving them those 5, 6, 7-yard runs over and over, they're likely to run it the whole way to the end zone. They'll be more than happy to take the yardage available and save some of their other plays in the playbook for another time.
Yeah, he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down, 2nd and right at a yard.
I do think it's fair to say that they were caught off guard a little bit when we decided not to throw it on first down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the first down yardage. But it's only 2nd and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
They'll find the blower complete.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Back to throw here.
He's got it complete to Thompson.
Touchdown, Jaguars. A big play there. 44 yards. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
Well, Charles, kind of the future of this franchise on display right there. You had a rookie throwing it, a rookie catching it, and taking it into the end zone.
Could you imagine if we were in the owner's box right now and we could look at the front office and see the grins on their faces to see the present making plays and knowing what the future will bring with these youngsters going out and making big-time moments happen for this team.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Throwing is is Williams. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity, because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
2nd and 10. From the gun, here's Swift.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
To throw, Williams.
And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Jaguars to take over on offense. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well.
Now ETN to start the drive.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on 1st down, because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on 2nd.
Another toe for ETN.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down. Pretty explosive run on that inside handoff, and when you're a runner of his caliber, you don't need a big crease.
You really don't, but also what we're seeing is an offensive line that's taking charge at the point of attack, aren't we? Not only they're controlling the initial contact, they're actually utilizing what they call the strain, the next 2 to 3 seconds, to continue to move people.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. ETN up the middle.
And no room that time, getting it to about the 46.
It was TJ Edwards who brought him down.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Powers high at the 40. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
59 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 down at the 33. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a 1st down.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet, as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Back to throw now on 1st down.
A throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into it because they were there to help break that pass up.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A 20-yard touchdown.
And the Jaguars are able to widen their advantage. Charles, every time that he makes one of these plays, I think the front office, they get a bigger and bigger collective smile because they feel more confident that they have found their guy, their future at quarterback.
And they should feel that way. It's obvious he's a big part of why they have such a good record this season. You're right about the bright future as well, and by association, a bright future for the franchise too.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 18 now.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Well, let's shine the spotlight on the former Georgia Bulldog, DeAndre Swift, who's set to begin this next drive.
He's had a good chunk of carries. Problem is for very little success. I don't want to put it all on his shoulders, but that's a big reason they're losing right now.
Have to be very careful that he doesn't start pointing fingers. Offensive line obviously trying. The defense is doing a nice job against him today. When it's all said and done, it's all about the guy in the mirror. He has to get it done.
Williams loses the football.
And this ball recovered by the offense, but remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble.
Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's fourth down.
That's a good, strong run there. While it won't pick up a first down, it was definitely something needed by that offense. A positive run. They got a good push by their guys up front. Maybe something they can build on as this game continues.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly. Both teams making their final adjustments. We're closing in on the second half. And for the call, let's get you back over to London, where we rejoin Brandon God.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Jaguars offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he's putting together a very strong first half of the season. Currently the NFL's leader in touchdown passes.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. He's got Thompson here, complete. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be second down. Now back to throw.
A short throw there to Strange.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw it, and was able to make the sure catch and put the down marker back to run.
Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
He finds his man, complete. That's Thompson. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I certainly like the idea. You're down on their side of the field. Get your big play guy involved. That time, they put one up for him to see if he can pull it down in the end zone, but the coverage was good, and it winds up incomplete.
A handoff for Etienne. Oh, fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
He'll drop to throw. Steps away to his left. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
Hadn't met a quarterback yet that didn't enter the league with a massive chip on his shoulder if he wasn't a first-round pick. They want to show the league that they made a big mistake. Determined to get the first down there, no hesitation at all to tuck it and go. I bet he would have tried running through their entire defense if it meant reaching that marker.
They'll go with the keeper, and he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. A great effort there. Scoring on the sneak from a yard out.
And the Jaguars take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Now for the point after. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it was capped off by the quarterback sneak for 6.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Bears offense and running back DeAndre Swift headed back onto the field. And he's had his fair share of troubles in this one, unfortunately. This defensive front has wreaked havoc throughout the contest, and he hasn't been able to create enough space to make something positive happen to this point. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Throwing to start the drive. Williams. He finds his target, Allen. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. They'll look to throw now on first down. Throw right side, take it in by Adunze. So the completion good for 7 there. And that will bring up second down. To the air, Williams. He'll get this off to Swift. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd.
To throw once more, here's Williams.
Trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Here's a give to Etienne.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down.
83 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ballgame. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Toss left side for Etienne.
He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
A big part of a middle linebacker's job is being able to take on blocks and then go make plays. But the best ones, they have those big guys in front of them playing defensive line to hold blockers off of them and allow them to flow sideline to sideline and make the big hits.
And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. Etienne will get it into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
Extra point attempt to follow here. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A drive there of just 4 plays, and it culminates in a Jags touchdown.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field.
And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down.
Looking to throw is Williams.
And that is incomplete.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
And force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback on an expected passing situation.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
And his fine afternoon on the ground continues. That last run going to put him over 100 yards for the ball game.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. A short throw to Ingram. So no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now he'll try to run with this.
Runs over him. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. He'll wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a 3rd down.
So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. He's going to keep this again.
Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end of the 3rd quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now here in London. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Here's Logan Cook now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And the Bears take over.
Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. To throw, it's Williams.
And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And he'll find his man on the out route. That's Allen. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
Here's Williams. Now, quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Williams going to look to throw again.
Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Allen. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted.
And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
ETN with it.
Nifty move. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the Bears.
You and I have been around teams, and they all have goals for games, don't they? And every team we've ever talked to says what?
No turnover.
Don't turn the ball over. 0. And they were that close to getting it done. Won't cost them today, but they'll hate that when they're watching the game tape.
And now the Bears coming out as they get ready.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side of this one. Devon Hamilton able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Back to throw. Williams.
A pass complete to Adunze. And he'll get positive yardage there as he'll be touched down.
The Bears on 3rd down. Just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. This is 3rd down and 12.
Working out of the gun, Williams.
Over the middle, and it's caught. Keenan Allen. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. They run. It's Johnson. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the... No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Looking to throw. Williams.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Operating from the gun, Williams.
That's complete to DeAndre Swift out of the backfield.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down. Back to throw. Williams. Dancing to his left. And he's got some space here. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a 1st down. Operating from the gun, Williams. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown.
DeAndre Swift,
26 yards.
and the Bears are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Charles, that's a pretty good response from a rookie quarterback. He's had his struggles in this game, including the interception on the last drive, but there he takes him down the field and puts it in the end zone.
I agree with everything you just said right there, and there's a silver lining to all of this, his resiliency. Because let's face it, when things are going bad and you're a youngster, they often continue to go bad. But in his mind and his actions, he said this stops right here. And how about the positive play he just turned in?
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
As they try to finish things off in this 4th quarter, and that current 5-game win streak looking like it's going to go to 6. They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. Etienne once more.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
Tough spot here. 3rd down and 11.
They'll drop to throw. Flushed out right. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
A CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
Williams now throwing to start the drive. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. Looking to throw. Williams. And the Jags get to him as down he goes.
Trayvon Walker picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. So here's a 3rd and 14.
Back to throw. Williams.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up. They'll go. Here's Williams. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Bears 1st down. And they convert in style right there. A big play on 4th and long.
Throw left side complete. That's more.
And he'll get maybe a couple before he's taken down, as that will take us to the 2-minute warning.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Allen. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And now it's 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. To the air once more. Williams. That is caught. And the Bears are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Throwing is Williams.
And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line.
Not the 1st and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down to the ground.
And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big.
And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through. Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Jaguars again ready to take over on offense. Well, CD, this is the ideal situation. The 4th quarter, you come out here late, not much time on the clock with a comfortable lead, and put the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah, this offense, all game long, they've been powerful, they've been dangerous. You're exactly right. They can end this one on their own terms.
So it's the Jaguars who come away with a win, and it was their quarterback who led the way, Charles. Pretty impressive play for a rookie.
Yeah, he was definitely the X factor. He had 3 touchdown passes, ran for another, and really had this defense grasping for straws throughout much of this ball game.
So for Jacksonville, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And now it's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Meanwhile, for the Bears, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now on the year. And now they'll head to the bye week as they'll be back in action in Week 8. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.